On Monday, Randy Arozarena was due for two, as Cole Young led the Mariners offense in hits, and Randy Arozarena finally broke out of his long homer slump. Welcome to the Dom Skeen channel, your one-stop shop for the Mariners storylines on Seattle's minds. And the Mariners won 6-2 in the first of a four-game series over the Kansas City Royals on Monday. And we welcome the Mariners back home to Seattle after a grueling 10-game road trip in which we saw the offense come alive with the wind blowing out at Wrigley to go toe-to-toe with and beat one of the league's best offenses in the Cubs. We split a frustrating series in the Twin Cities, which seems to be a trap series for us in the last few years with all the rainouts, including opening day in 2022, and to come in and take the first two games in 11-2 blowout fashion on Monday night, and then 65 in a game that felt like playoff baseball that Tuesday, a week ago today. You were incredibly pumped up, and then you lose Wednesday night, and it looks like it's like, okay, you might give one back, but then to have over 5 hours of rain delay on already a 10 a.m. Pacific time start on Thursday on the time zone difference was rough, and obviously that game ended with Miles Mastrobuoni pitching. You cut your way, you cut a lot way into our getaway day and made the series really disappointing. And then you get back on track with a 2-1 series win over the Rangers on paper, but go to extra innings every single game, the first time in almost a decade I want to say that's happened, and play 12, 10, and 12 innings for a grand total of 34 innings, which is 7 extra innings, basically a full extra game over the weekend, with no off day in sight for a whole nother week from yesterday. And so we came into this game, 6-game Independence Day homestand at 43-40, just 3 games over 500, with no shortage of injuries, being stretched to rely on the bench players as the key in the big moments recently. And that's what has me confident about this team, is the 1 through 26. Not the 1 through 5, not the 1 through 10, but the 1 through 26 has me confident. Also, the 1 through 5, it's pretty good, all things considered. Sorry about that, one sec. Anyway, you get into this data on this game, right? And when you look at Michael Wacha, I think it's funny because his line, 5 innings pitched, 5 earned runs on 8 hits, 1 strikeout to 2 walks. He was hard hit 7 times by the Mariners. 3.62 ERA on the year, though. And when you look at his data, he actually had a pretty good day on, his player breakdown. 9 swinging strikes on 94 pitches. Even though he's only got 2 on 27 four-seam fastballs, nothing more than 3 on the 13 sliders. It's funny because, and then he has an 85.2 average mile an hour exit velocity. So still giving up a run per inning in 5, still giving up the 8 hits. And when he has all those swinging strikes, 9 on 94, not a terrible rate. It's tough to see, it still looks pretty good, and the result is so bad that I'm not sure that. I'm sure, Michael Wacha can put together these good StatCast starts. So a lot of fantasy analysts really like him. But I think that he's just like, even when he puts up something where the numbers look good on StatCast, the performance just isn't that high level. Just kind of a 6-pitch tinker guy at this point. The changeup is really, really good, and the slider was good against us. So I know he'll be in the rotation all year, barring injury and stuff, but I'm just not that high on him in general. So I'm not surprised to see that we roughed him up. 2 homers as well, both off Randy, his first 2 at-bats of the game. And Randy's been so due for one. I pick homers for every game. And tonight we're going to pick, I picked Solano before, picked Canzone before, picked Arozarena. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take Julio tonight. I'm sitting J-Rod squad, so hopefully bring the luck there. Julio into the J-Rod squad. Let's have that for a homer. Why not, right? Kirby going 6 innings, allowing 1 earned run on 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, no walks, no homers. 4.85 ERA still, but it's coming way down, and only 5 hard hits, a little less than 1 per inning. On Kirby's StatCast, it's funny because he's got 13 swinging strikes and 85 pitches. That's really good. 86.1 mile an hour average exit velocity. This is exactly what you expect to see from Kirby in terms of missing bats and inducing weak contact. As far as getting the called strikes plus whiffs, 31, 18 called strikes. He always pretty much can get more called strikes than whiffs. So good to see for Kirby. He's starting to look more like himself. I did hear Chris Towers on Fantasy Baseball today last night. He brought up something interesting that Kirby didn't throw the splitter in this start. And he doesn't know if he can return to the 2024 form that we saw without that splitter that was a real money pitch for him last year. I think he can because his biggest strengths, his control, then little, swing and miss and kind of quality of contact both kind of just come from control. I'm not sure how badly he'll need that splitter. Maybe it's a few less strikeouts, but I think the ERA and the base stats will be pretty much the same. The last thing I wanted to cover is Cole Young leading the offense in hits, going 3 for 4. He's up to a 259 batting average now in the season, a 603 OPS, 2 hard hits. And when you look at the numbers for Cole Young, not excellent just on on any of his percentiles on StatCast. It's all blue, even though it's not qualified. But just the fact that the surface level stats are a little better, it shows you he's finding a way to perform. He has, the max exit velocities are good enough where I think the homers will come. Actually, you know what? Why not, right? We're going to pick Cole Young to put his first big league homer tonight. That's going to be the big prediction. Emerson Hancock against Michael Lorenzen. It's going to be two guys who are going and seeing how good can the scouting department give these guys a game plan to execute against the opposing lineup that's pretty weak in a pitcher's park. So I don't expect either of these guys to be great, both high expected numbers against Hancock and Lorenzen. Hancock is great at limiting the hard contact, whereas Lorenzen's not. He's about average. And then Lorenzen doesn't walk as many guys, whereas Hancock's about average. Other than that, they're pretty much both bad at everything. So I'm going to go high on offense. I'm going to go 11-4 tonight. Cole Young first big league home run. And Emerson Hancock, let's go 6. We can go 7 strikeouts. 7 strikeouts for Emerson Hancock. That would be quite a bit. I would love to see that. That being said, I will see you guys tomorrow to recap tonight's game. Go Ems.